Hello, and welcome to another Unmasked episode of So, What's on Your Mind? I'm your host, Lamar Barrett, and today we are reaching out to the best diversity and inclusion professional in the country. She's global head of diversity and inclusion, but she has been in that role for a couple of years now. She has 20 years of experience as a human resource executive leading diversity and inclusion at several companies. We are here today to find out what is going on in her world, from politics, life, education, sports, music, health, or anything she wants to talk about. Today's guest is an intelligent young woman that I have gotten to know over the last several months through an organization that we are both members of called 12 Inches Over. She also was a speaker at a retreat that my Bullies organization had in late August in Charlotte, North Carolina. She is a Washington, D.C. native, and she will make sure everyone knows that as well, as she attended Howard University and received a BS, a Bachelor of Science, in speech pathology. She also received a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from George Washington University. She also a MS in Industrial Relations, Human Resources from Rutgers University. And then she had an EDD in Human Resources Development from George Washington. Good afternoon and welcome to the show to Dr. Lisa Toppin. So what's on your mind?
Thank you, Lamar. There's so many things that I'm thinking about, but in particular, I'm really thinking about the discussion that we're now having about the hate hurled against the Jewish community, and some of which has been, I'm going to say, stoked by a rap artist that we know well. And I'm thinking about that just as I'm hearing different reports. I'm appreciating, I did not know that there are really only 15 million people, Jewish people in the world. So it's a fairly small population, and they were juxtaposing that with the size of the rap artist following. It's his following is double that size. And they talked about, and I've heard reports talking about just the rise in hate crimes against Jewish people and how it has jumped by 50% over the last year or so. And so well over 2,700 incidents. And so it really gives me pause to appreciate how this is happening. And I think part of it is we're not talking about this. In other words, it's going on and it's happening and we see it, but we're not saying it and we're not responding to it in the immediate. And so my question is, just as we are hearing, apparently this rap artist has been talking about these things for a while. He wanted to name his album Hitler. And so his fascination and thinking about this is not new. It's just newer to, I'm going to say, the broad population that this is where he stands. And so the question for us is, how does that happen? And this is just one example. How does it happen with any sort of form of hate that's going unchecked? And so I think for all of us, it's a question that we've got to sort of wrestle with, because we're communal, right? We're all living together. We're all experiencing life together. So where is hate showing up in your experience that's unchecked? And I think that's the question, and I think really the push for us. It's not unlike a kid who says, look, there was bullying at school today, and in that moment they couldn't maybe jump in to stop the fight, or maybe they didn't have the courage to get a teacher. But there's so many moments after the fact that still matter. So you still come home. Who do you escalate to after it happened? Who do you tell? How do you ensure that it doesn't happen again? So when you think about, us, we're no longer in the schoolyard, but if you think about us as we're relating to each other, who told the joke or who made the comment that was filled with hate, that didn't get checked? You missed the moment, but is there another moment that allows you to do something, to say something, to intervene in a way that perhaps keeps it from continuing to happen? That's where I think we've got to check ourselves and push ourselves. It's a new day in terms of allyship, and I think our Jewish brothers and sisters need our allyship right now. Too much is happening that that is going unchecked, and I think we can make a bigger and a better difference if we're talking about it, if we're pushing on it, if we don't just let it sit, if we don't just let it stand. I think we've got to check it as it happens to the degree that we can, but most importantly, check ourselves. Why, if we haven't spoken, why not? And then how to, I think, moving forward. So that's what I'm thinking about this morning.
That is awesome. And I think it's always about, you're always educating, you're always informing. I thought that hit it on the spot. And I think that's a subject that we do have to touch. Those are some awesome questions that we have to answer to get to the root of everything, and so that, like you said, we should all be working together, to be better at just life in general. So I want to thank you for coming on, expressing your thoughts and what was on your mind. And I'm sure a lot of people will, take this and learn from this, or they will think even more about this. But I appreciate it so much. I always appreciate your insight, your wisdom when we're on Sunday nights. So that was why I know I had to get you on, just because I know how much information and how much knowledge you have on, a lot of subjects. You reach a lot of things.
Thank you. Yeah, you're very kind. I appreciated the invitation.
Thank you.
All right.